70 is the new 30. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. Or is it 30 is the new 70? No, I think it's 70 is the new 30, right? So I was talking to a friend today, and she's been widowed. She's recently widowed, and she isn't back out into the dating world, but we were talking about it. And she said to me, well, she's, my age. And she said to me, she said, I don't want to get married again. And she said, there's really not a lot of available men at my age to date. And the ones that are kind of broken, one way or the other. And she said, probably the men in my age group find the same thing with women in this age group. And although I don't think that that's necessarily so, but I think a lot of people find that to be true. So I said, well, pushing 70, as we both are, I said, what about dating a younger man? I said, I married a younger man. He's 5 years younger than me, although we've been married over 30 years. And people think I am much younger than he is, although he looks very fit. He is very fit and very handsome. And even though he went through the cancer journey, and I've talked a lot about that extensively in other videos, and he's 100% cancer free now. And I talk a lot about our nutritional path to get there. And even though he had chemotherapy, I talk about the additional ways that we got his body back to where we wanted it to be, although we were always very health conscious. Okay, and you can look up those videos if you would like. Just type in my name and anything with cancer. You'll hear about our cancer journey, my husband's cancer journey, but I went right along with him, so it was our cancer journey as a family. And so he's doing wonderful. And so I was talking to my friend about this, and I said, well, why don't you consider dating a younger man? And she said, well, younger men I don't have a lot in common with. And I said, but if you're not going to get married again, and she doesn't want to get married again, and part of it's financial, she doesn't want to give up what she has. And she really doesn't, at this stage of life, doesn't want to remarry. And I think that that's probably going to be a more permanent decision, although decisions can change. I think for her, she probably has good reason to not marry again. She had a very, very happy marriage for many, many years. And she says, but she would like to date. And so I said, well, why don't you date younger men? And she said, and we were talking, and this quote, it was a quote that came together at that particular point of time. And I'm going to give Rocking Dancing Mom 7031 the credit for this. I would rather lease a younger man than buy an old man. Meaning, I would rather date somebody who's younger than to get married to somebody older. Does that mean that, So, but there's a lot of older men out there that are fabulous. A lot of them aren't broken, and I told her that. But I said, are they available? They might not be available, because I know a lot of older men that that are really, really, in great shape. They're not broken. Their life is together, and yet they're all married. And the same way with women. So not everybody at 70 is broken, okay? There's a lot of people that take great care of themselves just like I do and look fabulous and are fabulous and have their lives together. But what we meant by leasing is she just wanted to date somebody. And, when you lease something, you're kind of it's temporary. And when you buy something, it's like, it's permanent. So marrying is permanent and leasing is, temporary. So I said, well, you could date somebody and just have fun. And there's nothing wrong with just dating, and, maybe it'll be a long-term dating relationship, maybe indefinitely, or maybe it'll be a temporary dating relationship. But, to find somebody that you enjoy being with, whether it's short-term, intermediate term, or long-term, is wonderful. So to just say, well, I'm looking for a marriage partner, that really can limit you into your own age group. It can limit you into, although a lot of people marry younger, a lot of women marry younger men, a lot of older men marry younger women. But at this stage of life, she doesn't want to get married. And so I simply said, just date, just go have fun. And that opens up everything. You don't have to have the same restrictions you would, or the same goals you would have in meeting somebody. If you're, when you're thinking of marriage, you have a different kind of idea of a person you want to marry. But if you're just going to date them and have a good time and have fun, that really opens up a whole lot of avenues. And, my husband's 5 years younger than me, and we've had a wonderful, wonderful journey all these years. And so, I married a younger man, and, before we were married, we dated, but we were a couple right away. I mean, like, it was instant love. We met, and it was like, he said, "You're going to marry me." And I said, "I know." And of course, he thought I was, he thought I was younger than him, when I met him. And, of course, this is 30 some years ago. But, I always looked younger than what I am, because I take care of myself. So I told her, I said, the best thing you can do, I said, you've invested in your marriage all these years, you've invested and invested. And I said, now it's time for let other people invest in you. You're at a wonderful time of life where you don't have to constantly invest in other people. Let them invest in you. Let them do for you. Go have fun. It doesn't have to be about working towards marriage. You can just work towards having a wonderful dating relationship and having fun. And that's really what she wants, So she would love to meet somebody in her own age group, a man who is her age group. And yet she's opening herself up to the possibility of dating younger men, and even though with younger men, it would be more, in her mind, temporary, or it would not be going in the direction of marriage. Whereas maybe an older man, even though she's not planning on marrying, it would be a more solid relationship with her. So, whether you're a man or a woman, you can be fabulous at every age and every stage. But you don't have to force yourself into a box of saying, well, I can only date this kind of person because, well, even though I'm not going to get married, I've got to look at it as if I'm going to get married. If you're really not planning on getting married again, I mean, it really does open up a lot of avenues. A lot of older women date younger men. A lot of movie stars have dated men 10, 15 years younger than them and even gotten married. A lot of older men marry women who are younger than them. So, just find what works for you. Don't restrict yourself to such a point that you've narrowed yourself in and there are no choices. Sometimes we have to broaden our choices. And I think for my friend, if she's not going to get married again, then she can, pretty much date a younger man if she wants, okay? Well, from my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.